The Israel-Palestine conflict is a gripping tale of a struggle that spans generations, a geopolitical quagmire that has held the world captive. It's not just a conflict, it's a saga that evokes intense emotions and fierce debates. To unravel the mystery behind its enduring elusiveness for peace, we must embark on a journey into its rich tapestry. Unearthing historical roots. The Israel-Palestine conflict finds its origins in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when waves of Jewish immigrants set their sights on Palestine, then under Ottoman rule. The ambitious Zionist movement yearned for a homeland, igniting tensions as Jewish immigrants and Arab residents clashed. The British Mandate era that followed World War I only fanned the flames. And in the wake of the Holocaust during World War I global support for a Jewish homeland surged, paving the way for the United Nations historic partition plan in 1947. The epic territorial drama. At the heart of the conflict lies a grand territorial epic, where two peoples lay claim to the same land. Both Israelis and Palestinians possess deeply rooted historical and cultural ties to this soil, and their struggle for territorial supremacy is a Herculean obstacle to peace. Jerusalem, in particular, stands as a city of profound religious importance, sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. This makes it a colossal, contentious focal point in this saga. Balancing the scales of security. Israel's unyielding concern is its security, often deemed non-negotiable. The argument is that borders and sovereignty cannot be discussed without airtight security guarantees. A history of violence and terrorism in the region has bolstered these security fears. In contrast, Palestinians contend that the Israeli occupation and security measures strangled their ability to govern themselves effectively. The settlement saga and border battles. The establishment of Israeli settlements in the West Bank has proven to be a persistent thorn in the side of peace efforts. Palestinians see these settlements as an encroachment on their envisioned state, while Israel views them as strategic necessities. The question of where the border should be drawn remains a contentious cliffhanger. The international players and their intrigue. In this complex story, the international community assumes the role of a recurring character. Various nations have sided with one party or the other, shaping the narrative and occasionally muddying the waters. Their involvement, while often well-intentioned, has at times added layers of complexity to the peace process. Trust's shattered castle and the cycle of violence. Decades of conflict have eroded the foundation of trust between both sides, leaving behind a crumbling castle of goodwill. Peace negotiations have faltered repeatedly, with violent clashes perpetuating a seemingly never-ending cycle of hostility. The inability to break free from this cycle has kept the path to peace shrouded in uncertainty. Leadership quandaries and domestic politics. Leaders on both sides have grappled with the delicate dance of finding common ground. Domestic politics often dictate their positions, creating obstacles to progress. Some leaders have shied away from taking the bold steps necessary for peace, fearing backlash from their constituents. The Israel-Palestine conflict is a labyrinth of history, territory, and raw emotion. To discover the treasure trove of lasting peace, we must dig deep, unearthing the roots of the conflict and sowing the seeds of trust. It is a colossal challenge, one that demands the world's attention and creative diplomacy to craft a just and enduring resolution to this age-old saga. Humanitarian consequences, a symphony of suffering. The protracted Israel-Palestine conflict has tragically composed a symphony of human suffering. In the Gaza Strip and West Bank, Palestinians bear the weight of economic hardships, their dreams restrained by movement restrictions, while basic services remain a distant mirage. On the other side, Israelis in border towns exist in a constant state of vulnerability, exposed to rocket attacks that shatter their peace. Yet, the most heart-wrenching movement within this somber symphony is the plight of civilians, especially innocent children, who are forced to bear the unbearable. The absence of a peaceful resolution plays the role of conductor, orchestrating this continued suffering. External influences, the geopolitical chessboard. In this intricate chessboard of geopolitics, the Israel-Palestine conflict has become a pawn in the hands of regional giants. Powers like Iran and Saudi Arabia have utilized this conflict as a battleground for their proxy wars, stoking the flames of animosity and rendering the path to resolution an even more treacherous journey. Differing narratives and historical tales, the clash of stories. A tapestry of conflicting narratives weaves its way through the Israel-Palestine narrative, with the stories told by Israelis and Palestinians diverging dramatically. These competing historical narratives aren't just historical accounts. They are living documents that continue to fan the flames of mistrust and mold public opinions. Bridging the chasm between these stories is a Herculean task, but one essential for nurturing lasting peace. Civil society and grassroots initiatives, seeds of hope. While the grand diplomatic endeavors may falter, a glimmer of hope shines in the grassroots. Civil society and grassroots movements on both sides continue to toil in the shadows, cultivating the seeds of peace. Individuals and organizations from Israel and Palestine engage in tireless dialogue, reconciliation efforts, and cooperation projects, demonstrating the potential for genuine people-to-people connections. The role of the international community, a global symphony. The international community takes center stage in this global symphony for peace. The United Nations, the United States, the European Union, and regional organizations have all made their appearances, directing various peace initiatives. The question of international involvement, the roles of third-party mediators, and the power they wield loom large on the stage, affecting the overall composition of the peace process. Potential for a two-state solution, the blueprint for harmony. The two-state solution stands as the architectural blueprint for harmony, envisioning both an independent Palestinian state and a secure Israel coexisting. While this concept has garnered widespread support, the construction process encounters formidable obstacles. Key issues include the delicate delineation of borders, the status of Jerusalem, the rights of Palestinian refugees to return, and the intricate security arrangements for Israel. One-state solution and alternative proposals, bold new melodies. As the conventional tune of the two-state solution faces mounting challenges, innovative voices on both sides have introduced bold new melodies. Among them is the one-state solution, where Israelis and Palestinians would share a single state with equal rights. These alternative proposals, however, compose their own harmonies, replete with complexities and challenges. In the grand finale, the Israel-Palestine conflict, a multi-dimensional opera of history, territory, and raw emotion, continues to play out on the world stage. Achieving a lasting peace isn't just a matter of addressing core issues. It's a symphony of reconciliation, trust building, and cooperation. The international community takes its cue as a supportive ensemble, and creative diplomacy is the conductor guiding us toward a just and sustainable resolution, one that harmonizes security, self-determination, and a dignified life for both Israelis and Palestinians. Despite the immense challenges, the promise of a peaceful resolution remains, and dedicated individuals and organizations continue to craft a path to peace in this troubled region. Economic unity, the symphony of prosperity. Economic cooperation and development orchestrate the symphony of trust and interdependence between Israelis and Palestinians. It is in the crescendo of cross-border trade, investments, and collaborative development projects that the common interests of these two peoples harmonize. Within the rhythm of economic prosperity lies an irresistible incentive for peace. Unveiling diplomacy beyond borders, a medley of hope. Beyond the confines of official diplomacy lies an enchanting medley of hope. Track I diplomacy takes center stage, conducted by non-governmental actors, academics, and civil society organizations. Here, informal dialogues and confidence-building measures set the tone, and the exchange of ideas weaves a sonorous fabric of understanding. Citizen diplomacy, where everyday individuals from both sides build bridges through dialogue, becomes a crescendo of shared aspirations, creating an unwavering pressure for peace. Youthful voices, the symphony of tomorrow. In the shadow of the conflict, a new generation has grown up, often estranged from their counterparts. Engaging these youthful voices in educational and cultural exchanges becomes the overture that dismantles stereotypes and weaves a shared vision for the future. Among these youthful activists on both sides, there is a powerful potential for change, their voices becoming a dynamic force for transformation. Small steps toward a grand finale in the grand symphony of peace, while the ultimate goal remains a comprehensive peace agreement. Smaller, incremental steps are the soothing interludes. Ceasefires, prisoner exchanges, and confidence-building measures provide the overture for more substantial progress, with each note contributing to a more harmonious future.